Welcome to PettFarms. We're watching Sam and Colby. Are we gonna do their intro? We do that. We should at least have an outtake where we're like, "What's up, guys? We're PettFarms Paranormal."
God.
Anyway,
Sorry, I had to
if you don't know us already, I'm Steven, and the guy above me is Isaac, and that's JJ.
No.
At Doll Island with Fede.
If you haven't seen the main channel video yet, one, what are you doing? And then two, this is gonna have some spoilers.
What are you doing
right now?
We're talking about all the behind the scenes, the craziest things that happen, and the moment we realized.
I'm actually kind of interested in this one.
The third time it goes after you. This is actually dangerous. Let's get into it. One thing that we didn't 100% cover in the video is how insane this process was.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I like when they do the like behind the scenes stuff where they're like, this happened, but off screen, this was happening.
Also, our friend just
traveled
died.
really far on the outskirts of the city, and then had to get into a boat for like an
they throw
hour
in like extra
all the way
footage
through all
in
these
this.
canals
Okay.
to find the Doll Island. But there were multiple Doll Islands because a lot of people tried to make tourist attractions out of it.
You gotta know the right person to get to the real one, and luckily, we know the right guy. But we wanted to talk about meeting He's the largest Spanish-speaking creator in the world. And he
Jesus,
was one of the
that's at
nicest
63
creators
million
we've ever
subscribers.
met.
We actually took him ghost hunting on his channel the night before. It was really, really fun, and I got to see one of the largest graveyards. I think it was the largest graveyard in Mexico.
I think so.
That's cool.
He also said that he had been to Doll Island twice, and he was terrified to go back, especially because of spiders. He was petrified of seeing a ton of spiders or having fall on him. And he
That one spider was like the size of their hands.
I'd be terrified too.
Just throw that out there.
so much about the Spanish-speaking community, and we're so excited now that all of our main channel videos are dubbed.
Now we're gonna go to the part where
Well,
I
that
can
is
drive
kinda
the boat.
cool.
Let me drive the boat.
I'm gonna drive the boat.
Maybe this is why it takes
suck
you
the
2 hours.
drum.
It's actually hard to like do this. I didn't even get to
Yes!
Look at our pace right now. We are flying. Doing good? Bueno?
He was
Just like, no, you're not. You're off
He's
my
like,
boat.
I don't know what you're saying.
It was
It's
very
fine.
hard because first of all, you can see this stick is ginormous. This was like a 15-foot stick, and so every single time you would push, it would get stuck in all the muck and the dirt, and so it'd be like super heavy to like yank out to put in front and to stick it in again.
Apparently this ride used to take like hours and hours and hours because you had to do the entire thing with the stick. But as you saw a little bit in the video, like we had a little motor, and so that's why it was a little bit faster for us. But
Can
don't
you
think
imagine?
You're gonna be.
So they're doing that. He's like, okay, let me take it. Just pulls a motor out of nowhere and just.
It's kind of funny because it's like, where was that when he was trying to push it? Or were they just trying to make a joke out of it?
I think he did that on purpose.
I'm not good with big giant sticks, guys.
Sure. Let's get into the actual island
Sure.
here.
I'm an island boy. I think that's it.
I knew that was coming somewhere.
Mouth just got like 10 times bigger. What was that?
We had a great time getting there. Very, very happy vibes. Like the wind was blowing. It was a great day. But as soon as we saw that island, the vibe changed completely, and you just felt like a creepy, eerie feeling.
Oh my.
This is gonna be us in that church.
Yeah.
Dude, there's gonna be thousands of these dolls. We knew that this island was gonna have a lot of dolls, but actually being there. Oh god! And seeing how many dolls there were, dude, it just gets worse. Was genuinely terrifying.
It's not like going to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum where there's dolls everywhere, but it's like in a preserved, nice place. These are out.
I just realized I look like a generic white dude because I vaguely resemble Zach Bagans and the music singer Hardy too.
I could tell.
Yeah, just throwing it out there.
In the wilderness, and so they're all decrepit with like giant spiders on these dolls' faces.
And like Fede says, like a bunch during this video, it felt like all their eyes were watching you. It looks like they're staring down your soul.
So the first place that we investigated on the island was called the Doll Hut, which had a lot of creepy dolls, but one specific one named Augustina.
She is the most active one.
When they come here and visit the dolls, if they don't give them offers, sometimes when they go home, they feel like anxious.
Crazy part about this is they were talking about a bunch of famous people that came in and didn't have offerings, and they had to like write letters or come back to the island to apologize. I think they even said like Lady Gaga came there and they had to come back or write a letter. It was crazy. So apparently this.
Why was Lady Gaga on the island?
Why?
I mean, that's something, but why?
Out of all the people that can go there, Lady
No
Gaga.
wonder it's so decrepit. It's like falling apart.
Honestly, she's the one person I'm least surprised about.
I guess.
I
She
mean,
did-
it's Lady Gaga.
She did wear a whole suit made out of meat one time. So
The sunflower hat.
Okay.
you were probably kind of young when that was a thing, but
I still remember her bubble suit.
that was around the same time, I think.
Was the
think I
first
do remember the
doll
bubble
that Don Julian found and created the entire lore of Doll Island. And guys, this room was extremely creepy. There was a sense of protection because of
I don't like how
Augustine and because we
fast
gave
that
our
panned around.
offerings.
I did not either.
But still, with all the spiders that
That
were
is a
around
big
and just
spider.
like 100 eyes looking
It
at
is.
you wherever you turned your head, gave you eerie vibes.
Guys, now that we're dubbing in
Thank God we don't
Spanish,
have to
we
worry
love
about
to work
spiders that much in Tennessee. In Georgia, we just got bears.
Oh yeah.
with a bunch more Spanish-speaking creators.
Do you guys know any Spanish-speaking creators that you want us to collab with?
I mean, we
Let us
have
know.
dangerous spiders, but
See it happen in
they're
the
like few and
future.
far between.
Subscribe.
Now let's move on to
Thank
Don
God.
Julian.
Don Julian was a
Farmer.
He was a farmer. Dead.
Farmer, dead.
He's a dead farmer.
State Farm.
This is Don Julian.
It's Jake
Can I
from
just
State
say,
Farm.
this PS device, it's a word bank,
Good
and it said
cover,
that
Kevin.
spirits can use their EMF energy to manipulate the frequencies.
We actually have a Jake from State Farm in Cleveland. Like our State Farm representative for Cleveland is Jake something. I thought that
You
was kinda
sir
funny.
covered.
And what's funny is the mailbox says Jake from State Farm.
Is a word to communicate with us, and whoever we were talking to told us the exact story of Don Julian. It was mind-blowing.
We immediately knew, based on this investigation, that this entire island was going to be incredibly active. This proved it to us right off the
It actually didn't seem as active as the other videos that we've watched from other people.
Did you just hear running?
Agreed.
It was like someone sprints like. That was the craziest thing.
What is that noise? Just got so quiet. There was nobody on the island except for
Oh,
the
that's
guide,
that is
and
kind of
they were not
weird.
Running around, they were staying in one place,
Yeah.
and so what was making those noises?
Oh my god, it still like gives me chills how clear that running sound is.
Yeah, dude, the sound was so crisp that you could hear the individual footsteps.
Well, if you're talking about just the sound, actually, that is thanks to our sponsor of today's video, Raycon. You guys might notice that we always
Oh my God.
wear earbud
Right now, remember minutes of
Sky fell for it. She bought a new pair.
Why? They do offer.
Hey, okay, Raycon's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Still,
What was that? 50 years.
50 years is exactly how many years he was collecting dolls before he died. We're definitely talking to Don Julian.
The only problem I have with when they do this is they try a little too hard to put stuff together. Like I know that you're
Oh, yeah.
supposed to piece things together, and it's random words, random phrases, but like they try too hard to string things together, and it sometimes
It's-
doesn't make sense to me.
it's like they rush into things and look at it more of a showmanship type thing than the actual investigation.
Yeah, they're just focused on making a story for the video. And it's not really like, oh, these could just be random words that it's thrown out that just mean something in the moment.
That's what I'm thinking.
August.
Augustina!
Yes.
Oh my god!
See,
There's a lot to unpack here.
There were so many noises,
But-
and also the
that could also be because that specific thing picks out words from a dictionary. That could just be, oh, there's no Augustina in the dictionary, so it would be August. So
I'm gonna pick the closest thing, yeah.
yeah, so it's kind of a hit or miss thing.
screaming.
Pretty much.
Back to the PS device. Augustina might not be in the word bank, but
Oh,
August,
yeah.
like literally standing right in front of
You just said
Augustina is insane.
I just said that exactly.
You called it.
That was Augustina. Didn't you just say that Augustina is known to get up and like, walk around? This is just insane. That was the spirit.
What did they say?
Such
I think I missed that part in the
communication, and
virtual
so many
video. The
times
doll
just
walks
referencing
around.
things in person that are happening and
Yeah.
then immediately telling the story back to us.
No.
Might have been one of the best PSD investigations we've ever had.
I would say that one takes the cake so far. Now, going to speaking with spirits at the bridge. Is Augustina still with us?
Should I say that in Spanish?
Sure.
Agustina, ¿estás aquí
Sure.
con nosotros?
You can tell it. You can come up and tap this device.
Ah, okay, okay. It said yes. Agustina, si estás con nosotros, manifiéstate con esa máquina que tenemos. Yes again.
It looks like the baby doll is touching it.
Agustina, ¿podemos estar aquí contigo hoy?
And then nothing.
Agustina, ¿podemos
I
quedarnos
didn't notice the
contigo?
baby doll there.
I still wish that they would like translate that so we can tell exactly what he's saying.
We can stay with her tonight.
You were saying.
If we could stay, and she's like, she doesn't not want us to
It's
stay
weird
there.
because they
No.
only subtitle certain things.
Again. Agustina, ¿podrías hacer un ruido nuevamente?
Yes. Yes again.
Obviously, they were in contact with him. They could have just been like, "Hey, can you translate this for me?"
Right after.
Pretty much.
Clicking right on the second bridge over here.
What was interesting about this, we don't believe that the language barrier transcends like past into the afterlife. I feel like she was able to understand both languages. The entire story just kept making more and more sense.
I'm actually
It was, like,
totally
warning
fine
us,
with that
do
theory.
not stay on the
I think
island
that
overnight.
Yeah.
would hold
We
up.
were offering, so she is
well.
meant to protect us. And so we knew at this point
Drop it.
that something evil might have been coming later. So while Sam and Fede were
'Cause he
doing this
dropped the candy
investigation,
on the
I
floor.
was on the other side of the island
How dare you.
investigating where Don Julian was found.
Sacred
But I
candy.
also was trying to prank Fede, and guys, this went horribly wrong.
Okay, so check this out. In my backpack here, I brought an absolutely terrifying clown.
I would have hit him so hard.
I'd bring my paintball gun.
Honestly, Steven, I think you would have, wow,
Well,
I didn't like that.
I was trying to be nice,
so
but
much more scary. But okay, this is what happened. We
Keep it
had
PG,
20
but
minutes on the
yeah.
clock to do our investigation.
That's why I was-
I spent
that's
that
why I was
first
saying
10
wow,
minutes going to Don Julian's death spot. So I didn't allow myself to have enough time to actually set up the prank and find a good enough hiding spot. And while
But
I
yes,
was putting
probably.
on the mask to hide, I heard Sam walking, and obviously Sam's.
And when
in
I
on
couldn't get
prank.
the
And so
safety
basically, I
undone
just
fast
panicked,
enough, I would have
put it on
probably
as
hit him.
fast as possible, and I was like scurrying around a corner as they were turning
Pistol
around
whip.
and just barely had to jump out. But I didn't know when he was coming, and it just didn't work. And sometimes that happens, and that's okay.
So we're saying this is my fault for going too fast? Yeah.
Just gonna warn people when we're ghost hunting, don't sneak up on us.
Or we will deck, tackle, or vice versa.
Because I will be a carrion citizen for sure. Especially the cemetery when we do that one. That one's a definite.
Someone
Oh, yeah.
pop, but I just swing a shovel. Knock them out.
Because I've seen crackheads walk through there and stuff, so I know.
Oh, sweet.
You went a little too fast, man.
I thought you were ready, so I was like, why not come? I think it was still a funny thing. Scratch the prank, let's get into the SS method.
Is there
Yeah.
a specific non-human entity we should be afraid of?
Un poco.
A little.
Just a little.
What about La Llorona?
We were talking about that on the way here.
Informado.
Inform.
I don't even know if
I could have guessed that one.
heard of the
Sí.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh, I knew exactly.
She
what I did
almost
that.
translated that. Did you see?
We had
I
heard
did.
that
She was
Skull
like-
Island could have been the origin spot for La
Like,
Llorona,
nope.
which we actually made a video about on this channel as well. So at this point, Augustina is telling us that there might be something later that we need to be
telling you
protected
to
from. And
get
now we're
out.
starting to think of La Llorona being that person.
And as soon as we mention that name, it cuts us off. It's like, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Have you heard of the
Sí.
What really freaked me
Yes.
out was because
Have
we
you heard
had
of
a
the-
guide and a translator for us, how her demeanor changed and how we could see that she was genuinely scared.
After we cut the cameras,
I
she
don't
was like,
blame
"Oh
her."
my God, like I've never seen anything like this. Like no one's ever shown me ghost hunting equipment or like actually had me part of these types of things. And so she was freaked out, and she was definitely like, maybe they are onto something. Maybe La Llorona could actually be in.
Could you imagine being like skeptical about ghosts and then you go to something like this as a translator and you're like, I think I believe in ghosts now.
I'm going to leave.
Now let's talk about when possibly La Llorona arrives. We looked up exactly how to summon her. So what we're hoping to do is use all of these items.
That would be it,
to
yeah.
Summon La Llorona, which she's known if you use red candles as well as mirrors, she will come. This is what happened.
Are you here with us?
So what?
Dude, there it is again.
Same thing.
Yeah,
It's loud. The footsteps are loud. On the count of 3. 1, 2.
What are we doing?
Immediately.
Then, yeah. Okay, let's see if it works.
Is it
Like
hot?
the rest is just like
Chill, just like reliving this. That's happening.
Ain't no way we're doing stuff like this, by the way.
This was insane
Yeah,
to me.
I
don't know.
Origin could have been
Not a chance.
around Mexico. And
No.
so us just trying to summon her to an island
Not in
was a
your
shot in the
life.
dark, and we feel like it could have worked.
Or
'Cause-
something
if Sky gets any,
posing as
if Sky gets any ideas, I will no. She's I'm
Because-
picking her up.
It's different with like what we were talking about with the church thing. Like that one is definitely not going to be like super. What's the word?
Danger.
Do what?
It's not going to be like I know what you want to say. No, I can't think of the word.
Negative. That's the thing I was thinking. It shouldn't be. Seeing as the
That's
location.
the thing. That's the thing we don't know.
I mean, we're not aware, but we're not going to sit there and antagonize or push it and push it and push it because Tanner's not going to be there, so we won't have that.
Well, there is Sky, but she's smarter than she looks. So
Yeah, I was going to say she knows when to
tone it down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna pull a Scooby Doo and pick her up. Get out of
Just
there.
put a bucket on her head. Just like, shut up. Stop it.
The thing about her too is when you hear noises that are close to you, it means she's far away. And then the opposite, if you hear noises far away,
Huh.
it means
Oh.
she's actually close. And the
I would be
noises that
very
you're hearing
terrified
were
because you
loud,
can't
but
hear in the camera. You can't hear a lot of those noises. So I would be terrified. They're like, oh, it sounded like it was like right next to us. And in the camera, you should be able to hear that if it sounded like it was that close.
still
Yeah.
a little bit further away.
And then when we were like, okay, let's summon her, the REM pod, which was right next to us, is going off. It gets even crazier when
Oh.
we're doing this.
I was thinking about this too. This is random, but I know there's not much left of this video. But I mentioned to Heather that we had discussed making our own REM pod. She was like, "What would you do with it?" And I was like, "Well, I've seen so many people like put them in things. I think that would be cool."
I think it'd be pretty good.
I don't know what we would do with it, but
We could. It depends on the ghost, really. I guess we could for kids like have a little bear.
yeah.
And for the adults, cigarettes. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Put a lighter in a cigarette and see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Spirit box session.
it's
This is
something
when
to
we
think
started to
about for
notice
sure.
That it was targeting Fede.
Llorona, estás aquí con nosotros, danos una señal.
More footsteps. We're like definitely getting freaked out, and then this happens.
You know who Don Julio
Candle.
He didn't even notice.
Didn't even notice. And now you can just see he's like, wait, what the? You can see he's actually so shocked.
When did that happen?
That is the main sign.
He's
that
very.
is here.
I think I pointed that out when we were watching it because his face is just like, what?
We're all standing within a foot of each other.
But wait a minute.
Why wouldn't your
Like he
candle go out if
wasn't
his is going?
expecting that.
Nothing else was happening except to Fede's candle.
It's targeting Fede.
Either he's really good at acting or he's genuinely scared.
We should stop.
A candle going out 3 times in a row. for
See,
these
what I
same-
was thinking though is maybe he's like nervous and like heavy breathing,
Yeah,
and maybe
that's
his,
what I was thinking.
maybe his nose is like blowing the air down on it. But you would have to be breathing really hard for that.
He might be.
But that was like a way to debunk it in my brain. I was like, oh, maybe he's just breathing too hard.
person is just absolutely not a good sign. So we're like, okay, we can't put our new friend in danger. We have to end this right here.
And guys, again, we don't know if we were directly
And he does.
talking about Llorona or something posing as
We haven't
her,
heard of
but at
from
this
him
point,
since.
In person, we were 100% convinced it was her.
And
We
didn't
turned
wanna
around
take
and
a
he's
chance,
gone.
And so we're like, okay,
So-
let's end this. Let's do an offering and make sure none of us are gonna take anything home with us.
So let's talk about our offering. We had a doll given to us to film for an Explore Club video. It was a piece of ghost equipment. We used it in this main channel video, and we actually kept
thought he
it
said
right
a
over
dog.
here in our
We have
react
a
studio
dog
for a long
given
time,
to
so
us.
it
We
had a
drowned
lot
it,
of,
so-
like, our energy with it, like everything in this room does. And so we thought, since it had our energy, that the best way to sacrifice ourselves without actually sacrificing ourselves was to use something with our energy. And we thought, what if we just replicated exactly what happened to Don Julian, where he saw the doll floating in the water?
And we don't know.
We
if
grabbed a
this
random old
works.
man.
Obviously,
and
we-
It's traumatized the ghost again.
We don't even know if it was La Llorona, but what we do know is it was a sign of our intention, and it was like, hey, this is our peace offering. We just want to make sure that you're not going to follow us home. And I think so far this worked.
We just gave it a shot, guys. We had no idea.
We will never come back again.
We will never be here again.
Same spot.
She goes.
I have to say this now. Obviously, we didn't mention this in the main channel video, but after we turned off the camera, we did pick up the doll again and leave it on the island as an offering. Just so you guys know, we did not litter and just have this thing floating around in Mexico.
What about the moth?
Dude, this part we did not include at all on the main channel video.
Oh,
But
what?
as we were getting B-roll and wrapping up at the end of the night, I went into the doll hut and I saw this moth.
I'm in the spot where we started the investigation on Doll Island. It's like looking at the dolls, and this candle went out because a moth was attracted to the light, set on fire, and then
Oh my
drowned
God.
in the wax.
I texted Melania about it, and she said, a moth that will be burned by the flame, the person engaging in this behavior will risk significant negative consequences. It's used to describe an irresistible, potentially destructive attraction to something dangerous.
That's scary.
It basically was like a bad omen to
You want
us,
to.
or me specifically maybe, that like, hey, you're literally playing with fire, don't get too close or you're gonna get burnt.
Guys, if
You're
you see some
literally
stuff that
playing
we
with
missed in this video, please comment down below. Also, we
Why
did a video
literally?
with
Stop.
I can't believe that was a thing. Jesus.
Neither, to be honest.
Oh God.
I died shortly after.
I mean, they've done some stuff, but that is a legit bad omen.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Those exist.
Oh my God. But anyway, thank you for watching this video if you were watching. And we will be doing more of these types of videos, but by the time this video is out, we should already have a ghost hunting video filmed and be putting it out like soon.
Yes.
Whether or not it gets fully edited by the time this video comes out is the thing.
Check out our new shirts too.
Yeah. There's a couple of them actually. And me and JJ have already discussed another one too. So anyway.
I see.
Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video.
See you guys.